Today's question's from Jay in Arkansas. I'm 43 with a household income of $140,000 and $83,000 in student loan debt. Other than that, our only debt is the mortgage. Do we have enough time to pay off the debt, build wealth, and give generously? Sure. You're going to pay off that debt in 2 years. That would be $41,500 a year, and you would be debt-free in 2 years. Out of 140, you'd have to get by on $100,000. Give me a break. Of course you can do that. Definitely. Guys, that's a simple thing you can do, by the way. One of the things that causes you to have hope is the numbers. Sometimes you get hope from the motivational talk, the coach at halftime, right? And sometimes I'm that guy. Sometimes you get hope from me kicking your butt and getting you moving. Sometimes you get hope from other things. But really, if you'll just sit down and crunch the numbers, you start to go, oh, there is a light at the end of the tunnel that's not an oncoming train. And it's some simple big math numbers. It's not anything that's rocket science here. I'm not really doing some detailed analysis. I look at the shovel in the hole. How big a hole are you in? How much debt have you got? Counting your house and or not counting your house, either one. Usually not counting your house. And then, how big a shovel do you have? What's your income? In that case, we've got a good-sized shovel, $140,000 a year. That's a nice income. In case you didn't know, the average household income in America right now is $59,000. So that's substantially above average. But he's got an above-average student loan debt, too. The average student loan debt's 37, and he's sitting at 83. But look at 140 versus 83. And you start asking yourself, how fast can you pay that off? Well, after taxes, you're not getting home with 140. And if you actually wanted to eat, you're not going to pay off 83 in 1 year. 140 minus taxes minus 83 equals 0, right? And you're not going to have any money. So we're not going to do it in 1 year. Well, what if we break it into 2 years, like I just said? Half of that's $40,000, $41,000 each year for 2 years. Out of 140, that's very, very doable. So that guy should be, if he gets on a budget, quits going out to eat, sells so much stuff that the kids think they're next, takes an extra job, lives on a budget. Did I mention he needs to live on a budget, and his wife is helping him, and they're working together if he's married? And if you do that, he should be debt-free in about 18 months, but a maximum of 24, not counting his home. Making 140, you should pay off 83, but it's just a ratio of 140 to 83. What if he told me he had a debt of $150,000? Well, it'd be $50,000 a year for 3 years, right? That's 150 divided by 3. You follow me? And just, can you do that on making 140? Yeah, you can do it. But that's going to be a long 3 years, and they can do it. They can get there. So you just start to look at basically how long is it going to take him to knock that out. And he's going to be 45 years old, and he's going to have a mortgage only. Can you become wealthy doing that? Sure, you got 20 years left to invest. You build your emergency fund, and you start investing 15% of your income. If you invest 15% of your income for 20 years, you'll be a millionaire. Most of you. Certainly if you make $140K. Oh, and by the way, during that 20 years, you're probably going to get a raise or two. So we're really not projecting accurately because we don't know what the raises are going to be. But a linear projection of 140 for 20 years at 15%, that would make him a millionaire. Investing in good growth stock mutual funds inside his 401k and Roth IRAs, just like we talk about over and over and over and over and over again. Of course, Dave Ramsey doesn't know anything about investing. He's good for getting out of debt, but Dave Ramsey doesn't know anything about investing. No, I've just turned more people into millionaires than anybody else. That's all. But I don't do anything that's investing as a hobby, and I don't do anything weird, and I don't do any get rich quick, and I'm not trying to play a bunch of risk. I simply want to invest in something steady. The tortoise wins the race. Every time I read the book, the hare loses. And all these people run around with flash and dash. He who hastens to be rich will not go unpunished, the Bible says. Get rich quick will get your face punched in. I'm going to start buying and selling real estate. I have no money, but I'm going to start buying and selling real estate 100% down. 100% financed. You're going to go bankrupt, is what you just said. It's just a matter of when. because the economy is going to cycle, and when the economy cycles, all the stupid that you're doing is exposed. Warren Buffett said, when the tide goes out, you can tell who is skinny dipping. When stupid gets stress tested, you can tell what's going on with it. It's revealed as stupid. When you're making a ton of money and the economy's on fire and white hot, you start thinking, well, I think I can do whatever here. And you think your stupid is covered by just sheer prosperity. But that doesn't mean it's not stupid. But when stupid gets stress tested, it'll show up. Don't have to get fancy, guys. Get out of debt. Use your income as your most powerful wealth building tool, and become a millionaire and retire with dignity. I'm sorry, I wish it was just some big fancy thing, but it's really not. That's it. That's the whole thing. And if you want something more sophisticated than that, then you're not following the data points that millionaires follow. You're following something you read in something stupid on Motley Fool, or something stupid, which is aptly named, or something stupid on, CNN Money. Well, there's two things that don't go together. I mean, think about it. Really. So, I mean, really, why don't you just study what rich people do and do what rich people do? Why is this hard? If you want to be skinny, talk to skinny people. Go, how'd you do that? I stayed away from the cookies and I ran 5 miles this morning. All right, there's your plan. Why is this hard? It's hard because I like cookies. That's the problem. But the problem with my money is not that it's some big complicated thing. I don't understand the secrets of the rich. No, you don't want to control the person in your mirror. That's the problem. The problem with my money is the person in my mirror. If I can get this guy in my mirror to behave, he can be skinny and rich.